Yo ho, ahoy, and welcome to Stephen's How to Watch Game of Thrones video. Now the first thing you want to do is look at the map. So here's the proper map for you to check out. So this is the official map of the Game of Thrones world. And when you look at it, I know what you're thinking. It looks like countries in the real world, doesn't it? Yeah, the one on the left looks like Italy, and the one on the right looks like Africa. The whole thing on the right we can just forget about. No one really ever needs to know what that is. So here's the map. It can be split into 4 different sections, like this. And this is north, this is south, this is north, and this is Spain. So up in the north we have Santa's Grotto. That's where it's always snowing and there's snow everywhere, I guess. In the north is Winterhold, where all the Starks live. And in the south, around about here, we have King's London. Pretty much everything else is just all wasteland. A brief history of Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones. The whole thing was a children's play area where all the children lived. So there was trees everywhere, and tree houses and things like that. And then Trump invaded, or as the Trump family like to call themselves, the Trumpgarians. They came over and cut down all the trees and chased the children away. And they obviously settled as a kingdom, and the king lived in King's London. So all the children are now up in North, and they have a little play area there. Obviously near Santa's Grotto, of course. And then King Trumpgarian built the fence here to keep all the immigrants out. So big massive fence the whole way along here. And then the story of Disney's Frozen happened up here. So you need to go and see that before you watch Game of Thrones. Otherwise you won't know what's going on. And that's why Santa lives there now. So at the time, the Trumpgarians had their dragon called Hillary, and they ruled the kingdoms until all the dragons died out. We start off Game of Thrones, and a guy called Bobby Baratheon had just taken the crown off the king, and he basically crowned himself king, banishing the evil Starks up to the north, while they lived in the south. Next thing to learn about is the houses, and they sort of tell you who each person is in Game of Thrones. Now the only houses you need to know or care about are the heroes, the Lannisters, and the bad guys, the evil wizards, the Dark Lords, Starks. So first of all, the Lannisters. The main hero is Prince Charming, James, and his wife Serena. And then they have 3 beautiful children. Geoffrey on the left, Thomas on the right, and in the middle, the girl. They also have a little brother and a dad. Next is the Starks. The head of the house is Tony Stark, or Ed for short, and he's married to Catherine Tullymore, seen here on the right. They have 5 kids together. There's Robin Stark, who can change his head into a wolf's head. There is Sarah Stark, who can control anything with her mind. Then there's Ariel Stark, and she is just a blind witch that likes to beat people up with her bat. Then there's Bronson Stark, and he spends his life in a wheelchair because he's too lazy to walk. And then there's little Ricky Stark, and he's just a little cute kid. Now, Tony has another son with another woman, and his name is Johnston. All of the houses have little drawings and sayings or words, and it's all very fun and fascist. We have the Lannisters. Rawr, I'm a tiger. We have the Starks. Let it go! We have the Tullymores. Fishy, wishy, woo! We have the Trumpgarians. I am the mother of dragons. And then there's a couple of others. House Arryn, getting high. House Baratheon, Nick Fury. So on to the most important bit, how to watch the Game of Thrones. The first thing you need to do to watch Game of Thrones is know the words to the song at the beginning so you can sing it every single time it comes on. Me and my family, that's what we do. Not very many people know the words to the song at the start, so I'll play this clip. South Park tells us the words. Let me just say it again, it's South Park, not me, don't sue. Secondly, the thing you need to do to watch Game of Thrones is ignore all of the nonsense, because unfortunately there is a lot of nonsense in Game of Thrones. A lot of stuff happens that is just nothing to do with the storyline at all. Like the very first scene of the first episode, there's a couple of people out in the snowy woods and they see some sort of monster. Absolutely nothing to do with the show whatsoever, just forget about that, ignore it. And then there's all this caper about who's Johnston's mama. Nothing to do with the story. Who shot Mr. Burns? There's Bronston dreaming about birds off Sesame Street. There's even a whole storyline about Denise Van Trump. And if you've got it recorded or in DVD or whatever, just skip those scenes. Just useless. In fact, ignore anything or any information that isn't about the Starks being evil wizards or who wants the crown. Number 3, expect the unexpected. There are some mad twists, like it turns out James and Serena might be related. Can you believe that? The main thing Game of Thrones is known for is having the evil, bad people survive and the heroes die. So the Starks all survive and kill everybody else. Number 4, be ready for the pause, record and slow motion button on your remote, because there are some great saucy scenes. Like, they don't hold back. Seriously, sometimes they just whip it out and start going at it like mad. It's crazy. Shouldn't be allowed on TV. Yeah, there's some great scenes, some great sword fighting scenes. Yeah, lots of blood and fighting and things like that. Did you think I was talking about something else? 5. You need to prepare insults. Characters do some nasty things, and you need to prepare your insults to shout at the TV. No, you vile, eel-skinned leechmonger. You wretched toad licker. You lingering pile of pickled pus. You meanie fart face. 6. You need to get very excited when people say key words.
Your brother. Your lover.
Oh, but it was. When you play the Game of Thrones, you win.
Oh, she said it! She said it! She said it! She said it! Ah!
Lannister always pays his debt.
Yeah. He said it. He said Lannister was pays his debts. Yeah.
And you'll get all 3. A Lannister always
Don't
pays...
say it.
Oh. Fucking say it.
Oh.
Winter is coming.
Yeah, winter's coming.
Winter is coming.
Winter's coming.
Winter is coming for
Winter's coming.
And winter is coming.
Winter's coming.
Winter is coming.
Winter's coming.
Winter's coming.
Winter's coming.
Winter is coming.
Winter's coming.
Winter is coming.
Winter's coming.
Winter is coming.
Winter's coming. Another thing you need to do is prepare your loved ones for some disturbing calls. Hello, Mom?